Welcome to August 19th, 2024, full moon in Aquarius astrology forecast for all 12 signs. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. I specialize in traditional, Western, and evolutionary astrology. I'm excited to share this month's astrology forecast with you. Please like and subscribe as it helps the channel grow. If you are new here, welcome. You can find more at willowgracemystic.com. If you have been following me, thank you for sharing your journey with me. So, as we approach the full moon on August 19th, 2024, it is in the air sign of Aquarius. So expect unique endings, culminations, or things that may be now brought to light, things that now might be revealed. There can be this sudden flash of innovation or ideas or a desire for emotional freedom or a community focus. This full moon is occurring at 27 degrees in the sign of Aquarius, is especially powerful both because it is a supermoon and a seasonal blue moon. This combination really enhances the potency of the moon, making it a significant astrology event that can be used for reflection and transformation. The full moon in Aquarius, it really emphasizes the themes of our own individuality, our innovation, our thoughts of community. It's thinking outside the box. Aquarius is an air sign that is known for being very forward thinking. It's about humanitarian ideals and a desire for intellectual freedom. It's sharing the same thoughts or ideas with community. This lunation, it encourages us to balance our personal goals with the sun in Leo with the needs of the collective. So we have the sun in Leo focusing on us and the moon in Aquarius saying, I also need to find a balance of where I focus on with community or other people. The opposition between the moon in Aquarius and the sun in Leo, it really highlights our need to balance our emotional detachment with our personal expression. Leo focuses in on our identity, our creativity. Aquarius energy, it urges us to consider our broader social impact on our actions with other people. This energy is synonymous with innovation, unconventional thinking. This full moon is really a time for you to embrace these new ideas, to break free from outdated patterns, to seek progressive solutions to any ongoing issues that you may have. It's an excellent period for brainstorming or for implementing creative changes. Aquarius governs groups or friendships and social networks. So look to where you can strengthen your connections or work towards common goals with other people. Our collaborative efforts and our community projects can really blossom and grow under this lunation. This is going to be a time to turn our focus also on global issues and our role in contributing to the greater good of. This is going to be a powerful time for engaging in humanitarian activities, our volunteering, supporting causes that align with your personal core values. You may desire to have emotional independence or to seek out freedom, restrictive situations, a desire to detach from drama and to approach your emotions with a rational perspective. This can be a time for resolving conflicts, for finding logical solutions to emotional challenges, especially since we are under the influence of Mercury retrograde. This full moon is also classified as a supermoon because it occurs when the moon is at its closest approach to the Earth, making it really appear larger in the sky. And this enhances the full moon's energy, making it a really potent time for reflection and releasing in order to start new beginnings. It's also considered to be a blue moon because a seasonal blue moon is when there are 4 moons in a season, the time between the solstice and the equinox, and this full moon is the 3rd one in that sequence. So this rarity really adds another layer of significance to the power of this lunation. This lunation is also in a square aspect to the planet of Uranus, which is Aquarius's ruler. Remember that square aspects, they are tense 90-degree angles that bring attention to 2 points in our chart that need attention for change. And so this square is the wild card of Uranus. It brings potential challenges that are related to sudden changes, disruption, chaos, the need for liberation, the need for freedom. This aspect can really amplify your desire for independence, innovation, but it can also introduce these unexpected challenges and this tension that forces you to think quickly and to think outside the box in order to have creative solutions to problems that may arise. The full moon in Aquarius on August 19th, it really invites you to embrace innovation, to strengthen your community ties. The balance is between personal and your collective needs. So the enhanced energy of the supermoon and the rarity of the blue moon make this a really powerful time for significant change and for you to make impactful decisions. The square to Uranus is really encouraging you to stay flexible, to be open to these unexpected shifts and these opportunities that can arise from the shifts. So, offerings this month. I'm excited to announce this month's Transit Talk webinar is going to be on the next eclipse cycle. These are interactive educational sessions that cover a different topic each month. The goal is for you to gain more understanding in the upcoming themes and the influences that will help shape your year ahead. To learn more and sign up, visit willowgracemystic.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my email list for astrological insights and for upcoming specials. Now, for all Leos out there, I'm offering a discount on a personalized solar return consultation. Use the code LEO10 to receive your discount. Visit my website and schedule your appointment today. Additionally, I offer live astrological consultations at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every other Tuesday. To reserve your spot and join, get in the queue, sign up using the link below. I look forward to seeing you there. So let's dive in. So for Aries Sun and Aries Rising, the Sun is illuminating your fifth house of creativity, projects that you want to initiate. It is all about you and romance and what you want to invest your time, effort, or energy into. The full moon is occurring in your 11th house. Remember that full moons always bring about endings, closures, culminations. And so this is in your friends, your groups, your aspirations. It's your networking sector of your life. The full moon is really highlighting your social networks, your long-term goals. I always say that this is your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your networks of who you align with in order to achieve what you want, either for business or for pleasure. So this is going to be a time that you're going to evaluate your connections with others in order to see which friendships or group associations really align with your future aspirations. So I would expect significant developments in your community involvement. There is this square to Uranus, and Uranus is in your second house of your self-worth, your cash, your property, your skill set. It is, what do I need in order to feel comfortable, safe, and secure? So money, resources, my belongings, my value system. So with Uranus in your second house of your personal finances, your values, there can be these sudden changes to your financial situation or your personal values. They might disrupt your social plans or your group activities. This is an opportunity to give you a heads up to be prepared to adjust your budget, to reassess your priorities, to collaborate with like-minded individuals, and to pursue collective goals. This lunation is really encouraging you to focus on your role within your groups with an impact that you can have a broader scale on. The full moon in Aquarius in your 11th house really could bring an ending to your role within certain groups, or it could have you getting rid of specific groups or disassociating yourself. It could have an ending to projects that you've been working on, or eliminating some group affiliations. This is a time that you're going to want to embrace innovation in order to strengthen your community, to not be scattered everywhere at the same time. So Aries, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising, the Sun is at the bottom of your chart, really bringing the topics of home, family, your foundation. The fourth house is your living situation. It has everything to do with you and your personal life, who lives in your home, and your this could be lineage also, like grandparents, children, anybody that's in the home or have made up your like real estate, your property, traditions, landscape. It's what you consider to be your foundation. The full moon is occurring in your 10th house of your career, your public image, your reputation. And this brings about an illumination of sorts that could be an ending to something that has to do with your career or your reputation. The full moon always brings about things that were hidden at one time. So it's illuminating your career, your public life, your public standing. You might experience a culmination or a turning point in your professional life. Like, I'm ready to leave this job. I want to quit this job. I now want to retire from this job, or I'm leaving this position and into something else. This could be a turning point that's in your professional life or that has to do with your reputation. There could be a recognition for your past efforts. So be prepared for these unexpected changes, because there is the square to Uranus. Uranus is in your first house of self, your identity, who you are, your personal appearance. It's, I always say that the first house is like your business card or your website. It's your self-interest and it's your ego. It is you and your identity. And so we have this square with your identity that can bring about these sudden shifts in how you see yourself, how other people see you, how they perceive you. Now, these changes, they might force you to rethink your career path or your public image. It can give you a pause for, now what do I do? How do I feel about this? So I'm encouraging you to embrace these possible new professional opportunities. Be open to innovative approaches for your career. This is a powerful time to reevaluate your career in general and make these bold moves. Aquarius wants to think outside the box and be ready at any moment. And so how are you balancing your home and your career? And how do you feel about your public image and how people see you, and moving in more alignment with your life's direction? So Taurus, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising, the Sun is in your third house of communication. This is you talking, sharing, gathering information, gathering data with people that are in your local environment. This can be neighbors, siblings, cousins, or somebody who's at the local dog park or at the grocery store. So the Sun is focused there. It is illuminating the moon, bringing a full moon in the sign of Aquarius at your 9th house. Now, the 9th house for you represents travel, education, philosophy, publishing, journaling. It has to do with legal matters. It's these cross-cultural experiences. And so full moons bring endings or closures. And so your beliefs, your education, these long distance travels, these are all going to be brought into the spotlight. You might find yourself being drawn in by new philosophies or considering further education. You could have a course or program that you're taking that could finally come to an end, or travel plans coming to an end. There might be something that you are planning on doing, like publishing or some type of a legal matter to move something forward that finally has a culmination or closure or an ending. There is a square to Uranus. Now, Squares, remember that they are tense aspects that force you to think outside the box. And this is in your 12th house. It's the hidden house. So with Uranus in your 12th house, this is spirituality, your subconscious. I would expect these sudden aha moments, sudden insights, or revelations that really challenge your belief system or your educational pursuits of, I'm going down this path, and then all of a sudden I have this moment of clarity and it makes me think about things differently. That's what can happen with Uranus in your 12th house. This is an opportunity for you to stay flexible, to be open to new opportunities, new perspectives, dreams, intuition, new psychic abilities like feeling other people's energy or connecting or wondering, is that mine or is that theirs? I would encourage you to explore new horizons, both intellectually and physically. This full moon is really encouraging you to expand your worldview and to connect with others from different and diverse perspectives. I absolutely love this for you because it's asking you to embrace innovation, embrace the change, strengthen your community ties, but seek different, seek to broaden your horizons. And this is not just on a personal level, but on a collective level, to connect with other people, with food and with travel and religion and spirituality, how they study, where they live, all of these topics. It's asking you to expand your mind. So Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising, the moon is your chart ruler. So whatever it does in your chart is really important to you. So it's always important to follow what house it's in and the energy that's manifesting. So currently the sun is in your second house, bringing attention, bringing your awareness to your cash, your resources, your skill set, your money, your belongings. The second house is about your mental, spiritual resources, gifts, talents, everything that belongs to you. It's about your work ethic and your financial condition. It's everything that you need in order to feel secure. So the sun is really highlighting this area of your life. The culmination of the ending comes from the moon in your 8th house. The 8th house is shared resources. You with your resources tied up with somebody else. So this could be with an ex, with alimony and child support. This could be with a will or with debt, with a business partner or a significant other. The 8th house is you linked up with somebody else. And so the 8th house is the house of transformation. And so this lunation brings about endings and closures and culminations with a focus on shared finances, shared debt, these deep emotional bonds that there's these endings or culminations. This can be a time of financial revelations where you're looking over all of your assets and things that you have tied up with other people. This is also an opportunity where you are going to look deeply at your intimate relationships of who do you really trust? Who's your tribe or your family? There is a square to Uranus. Uranus is the planet of innovation and shock and surprise. It's in your 11th house of networking and goals and aspirations. Squares always bring these 90-degree angles, these tense aspects. And so this tense aspect is really drawing your attention to your friends, your aspirations, and there could be these sudden changes in your social networks or in your group affiliations that can affect your shared resources or your financial goals. They could bring you in contact with someone that can support you and give you this aha moment, or somebody can connect you with somebody else that can illuminate this area of your life. I would encourage you to take a deep dive into your finances and into your financial planning and address any shared resource issues. This includes anything that, like, let's say that it's housing with family, or this could be with connections with a business partner or a significant other or somebody who has passed on. I would encourage you to embrace the personal transformation and the emotional healing that comes from you working through this. Remember that the 8th house is not just the house of you connected with somebody financially. It is connected with somebody emotionally, sexually, physically. It is the deepest of bonding on the deepest of levels. And so, Cancer, I am encouraging you to look to stay flexible, expect the unexpected shifts, and really keep your finances at the forefront of your thoughts during this transit. So I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Leo Sun and Leo Rising, the Sun is in your first house of you. It is all about your identity, your voice being heard. The first house is your gestures, how people see you. I always say that it's your business card or your website. It is what you want to offer or your desires, your habits, your interests. The full moon is occurring in your 7th house of partnership. The 7th house is you plus somebody else. So with a business partner, significant other, a client, open enemies, exes. The 7th house is where we find love, but it's also where we negotiate contracts. It is the house of partnership, and it represents cooperation and how we navigate conflict and legal matters. It is our house of trust and connection to other people. And so full moons always bring about closures or endings or culminations. Not all endings are bad. Sometimes an ending is the lifetime of it has stayed its course. So let's say that there's an ending that has to do with a client. They may no longer need your service, or a friend could move away. Now, relationships and partnerships, they're going to be at the forefront of this lunation. This full moon can really bring clarity. It can illuminate where the culmination is happening in your personal or your business relationships. Because there's this square to Uranus. Uranus is in your 10th house of your career, your job, your reputation, your legacy, how people see you. It's the top of your chart. And so with Uranus in the top of your chart of career and your public image, I would expect definite unexpected changes in your professional life that could impact your partner or your partnership within who you are. Remember, it's best friends and significant others, and it's also clients. I'm encouraging you to definitely stay adaptable. Maintain or look to maintain a balance in both areas of your life of who you are, your identity with partnership, and focus on a balance with cooperation within your relationships. Remember, Leo is about the me and Aquarius is about the we, and finding this balance. And so this is going to be a time for you to address any imbalances that has to do with power struggles or work towards this harmony and this mutual understanding, because it could have to do with your reputation or it could have to do with authority figures. The enhanced energy of the supermoon and the blue moon is really going to be more impactful with things that are going to be ending and being revealed. So look to strengthen your community ties and embrace the innovation that can come with this. So Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising, the Sun is currently in your 12th house, which is the house of hidden. It's where we go to tap in for meditation or yoga or our dreams or our intuition. The 12th house is where we go for rest and recovery. It's for institutions and hospitalizations, and it's where we heal and renew and revive. So the Sun is focused on those topics and tapping into the other world, otherworldly things like your intuition, your dreams, your subconscious. And the full moon is occurring in your 6th house of your health, your work, your daily routines, your nutrition, your diet. Who do you go to for support? And so your daily routines, your work environment, your health, all of these topics are going to be highlighted. This is now going to be a good time to make these changes to improve your well-being, the efficiency of you at work. The 6th house is, how do I find a balance between home and work? And full moons can mean that there's an ending to a health issue that you've had, or an ending of an old habit that you've been holding on to. Now, we look to Uranus because their square is to Uranus in your 9th house. Uranus is the wild card. It's think outside the box. And Uranus in your 9th house is looking towards travel and learning. And there could be these amazing opportunities or disruptions that are related to travel or education or your worldview that could impact your daily routines. The topics of Uranus that it's squaring, causing this tension point, Uranus in the 9th house brings about topics of publishing and legal matters and these connections to other people, places, and things. And so I would encourage you to definitely implement healthier routines, to seek out improvements in your work and home life balance, making sure that you are making self-care a priority. If you are ready to end something, let it be now and move on with better mental, physical health, and spiritual well-being. This lunation really supports you making these practical changes for better productivity and a healthier you. With the full moon here, it's ending a cycle and saying, I'm now ready to put this behind me and I'm ready to have a fresh start, a clean slate, a new beginning. And Uranus could bring about something that shocks you enough that this is now going to be the time that it's going to make it happen. So Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Libra Sun and Libra Rising, the Sun is really drawing attention to your 11th house of you collaborating with others, you connecting with people that can get you farther for either your job or for other aspirations, like group affiliations. The 11th house is your social groups, your teams, your peers, your kindred spirits. And so it's highlighting you networking to move along further for what you want to do in life. The full moon is a culmination or an ending that has to do with 5th house topics that could be with children, romance, creativity. So there could be a project that's coming to an end or a fruition. All of your creative projects or your romantic pursuits or matters that involve children, they could now take center stage. Remember that the 5th house is not just about children in general. It's what do I want to do to tap into my inner child. So it's the house of creativity, art and music and joy and play and wanting to take a risk and go out there and do that. Now the full moon brings about a culmination or a climax, a realization in this area of this project is now done or finished or over, or I've taken it as far as I can. There is a square to Uranus. Squares are always tension points. They form a 90-degree angle, and Uranus is the wild card. It's think outside the box. It's you never can anticipate what's going to happen with it. It's in your 8th house of your shared resources. This is surprise, aha. The 8th house is also the house of deep psychological connection to others and transformation of birth, death, and rebirth. So I would look to unexpected financial changes where your assets or resources are linked to somebody else. This could be with your business partner, your significant other. This could be with an ex, like with alimony and child support. This could also be with family if there was a will or somebody had passed away. So there can be intense emotional experiences that could impact your creative or romantic life with this lunation. I'm encouraging you to embrace your creative passions, to nurture your romantic relationships, but also enjoy life's simple pleasures, express your individuality, and look towards healing. Uranus in your 8th house is bringing about this opportunity to embrace these connections, both for myself and for me with others, like so for you with on the collective. And how can I heal? How can I work towards healing? So Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising, the Sun has you drawing your attention on your job, your career, your reputation, your legacy. It's you being seen by everybody in the outside world. The 10th house is what do I want to achieve? It's my professional life. It's my goals, and it's usually about success and achievement and responsibilities in general. The balance needs to be with the full moon, the culmination, the climax of something that's happening at home. The 4th house represents your living situation. It has to do with your foundation. Now, this could be your home, or this could be your city, your state, your country that you live in. And it's about your roots, your ancestors. And so home and family matters, they are really going to be emphasized during this lunation. You might experience these changes or significant developments that are related to your living situation or family dynamics. A child could move out. You look to say, let's sell the home, or let's move the home, or let's do something that has to do with the home. Somebody, like there could be movement of people coming in and out of your home. The square to Uranus in your 7th house, remember Uranus is the wild card. It's shock and surprise and think outside the box. So we know that there's this tense point that has to do with partnerships. The 7th house is you plus somebody else, a business partner, your life partner, your best friend, your significant other. I'm adding in open enemies and exes because it's a square aspect. It's a difficult. And so this could bring a sudden shift in these relationships of not in agreement with each other. Focus on how can I create a harmonious home environment? How can I look to address these family issues? Because it's not wanting to argue over these things. It's wanting to be on the same page. And Uranus is bringing attention to some type of partnership that we might need to have this open communication, because the 7th house is how do you handle conflict? How do you handle difficult conversations? And we do have Mercury in retrograde, so this is going to bring about like another layer of confusion. And so be ready to negotiate, look to adapt, focus on creating this harmonious home environment and address these family issues as they come up. And this could be not just in your family, but like your extended family. And look for emotional healing and strengthening your family bonds with other people. So Scorpio, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising, the Sun is now in your ninth house. It is totally illuminating you wanting to get out there and travel and take a class or a workshop, connect with other people, these cross-cultural experiences, get something published. The ninth house represents legal matters, and it's where we try new food and meet new people and dive into religion and spirituality and explore things. The culmination or ending has to do with the full moon in your third house. The third house has to do with all types of communication. So it's talking, email, phone, text, it's siblings, neighbors, cousins. It's your local community or your local environment. It's where you gather information and where you disseminate it and share the information. So it's like gossip and media. And so with this full moon, full moons bring about endings and closures. And so communication, your local community involvement, your relationship with your siblings or neighbors or cousins, all of these topics are really going to be highlighted during this lunation. You might need to address some issues in this area or complete this like a significant project that you've been working on, because the third house revolves around topics of not just education and our relationship with building these connections, but it's conversation, and it's where we build relationships, and this can be at home or in the workspace. And so this full moon is also square to Uranus. Uranus is known as the Great Liberator, the Great Awakener. It is in your sixth house of your daily habits. How do I find this balance between my home and my work? And so with Uranus square in your work and health sector, there can be these sudden changes that have to do with your work environment, a health routine that really could impact your communication or your local community. Having Uranus in your sixth house, this is your daily habits of what do you do? I get up, I take my vitamins, I make sure that I walk my dog, I work from one time to, like a specific time. And it's how do I nurture and care for myself before I can support other people? And so having Uranus here, there can be something that comes up that is sudden, that either has to do with your service to other people, or that has to do with your daily habits or your health, that could make you have to pivot or shift something that's going on in your life. So I would encourage you to enhance your communication skills. Make sure that you're engaging with your community during this transit. This is a really great time to talk and exchange and share ideas with others. Connect with those other people that are around you, because there can be something that you are going through that has to do with your sixth house of your day-to-day habits, that by talking and exchanging ideas with others, this could put you in contact with somebody else to try something new, like to explore a new healing modality, or to explore a new park to go to, or a new way of gaining information. Or this could also be a beautiful opportunity for you to strengthen your community ties and to balance what you want to do on a personal level with the collective needs of others. So Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising, the Sun is illuminating you and your resources that are combined with other people. So this is with a business partner. So if you share assets or debt, this could be with a business partner or significant other, like a life partner. This can be with an ex. This could also be with family, as in sharing of resources that could be not just debt, but it includes wills, it includes retirement, it includes savings and bankruptcy. And you are focused on where are your assets linked with other people. The eighth house is also the house of deep and psychological bonding with other people, a connection, an opportunity to look through and heal from within. Now, the full moon is occurring with topics that revolve around your finances, your values, your self-worth. So there's full moons. Remember, they always bring about culminations or endings. And so your financial matters, your personal assets, your personal values, your skill set, your talents, those are the topics that are at the forefront of your mind during this lunation. So this full moon, it can bring financial realizations or opportunities for you to truly reassess your values and your self-worth of where is your money going? Where have you invested in? Is it worth it? Do you cut your ties? Do you have an ending to it? The caveat is Uranus. There's the square to Uranus in your 5th house. So we know that this brings in topics of children or where you've taken a risk. The 5th house brings in topics that have to do with investments and children, love affairs. It's creative projects. And so the square to Uranus is known as the great liberator. Squares are tension points. And so the square to Uranus in your 5th house of creativity and romance might bring about this unexpected financial expenses or a shift in your your values that are related to these creative projects or for children. And so this could include like adult children or this is really about you taking time to manage your finances wisely, for you to take a look at everything of where all of your money and your resources and your assets are going, and to come from a place of, I need to act wisely. I need to reflect on what truly matters to me, and I need to align with my material world, with my personal values. This full moon is encouraging you to embrace innovation and to strengthen your connection to the community, but also have this healthy balance of what is mine and what have I loaned you or what have I invested in you. So Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Rising, the Sun is truly illuminating your 7th house of partnership. The 7th house is you plus somebody else. So it's a business partner, significant other. It's the house of love and friendship. It's the house of you with clients. And it is legal matters, and it's trust, and it's partnership of all sorts. It's where we connect with others, either written or non-verbally, like it's our commitments that we make to other people. Now the full moon is ending something that has to do with you, your identity, your personal goals, your self, your sense of self. And so this full moon, it is really shining a light on you and your personal goals. What have you started? What are you ending? Are you shifting to another? I like that this is a powerful time for you to have some self-reflection and to make the changes needed now for you to align with your true self. What do you want to do? I always look at the 1st house as your business card, your website. What do you want to reflect to others for them to see who you are? Now, there is a square to Uranus. Uranus is in your 4th house. Uranus is known as the Great Awakener, the Liberator. It is shock, surprise, and awe. And so it's in your 4th house of home and family and roots and foundation. And so with Uranus in your 4th house of home, there can be these sudden changes or these shifts with your living situation, or within your family dynamics that could impact your sense of self and your personal goals. There could be something shifting within your partner that kind of also shakes your world. It doesn't necessarily have to be all about you. This is something that's going on with you and somebody else that could shift the scenario with you. Now, I'm encouraging you to focus on your personal growth, your self-expression during this time. This lunation is really encouraging you to embrace your individuality, to pursue your authentic path, to step into your divinity and be who you are. Leo energy is the me, And Aquarius is, I need to think about the group. And so you are looking at, how can I be authentically myself and be part of this community? And Uranus is offering you this opportunity to liberate and give freedom to these unexpected shifts and these opportunities that are going to come your way. So Aquarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising, the Sun is illuminating your 6th house of your day-to-day habits, needing to take care of your emotional, your physical health and well-being. It's your diet, it's your nutrition, it's exercise, it's your mental health and well-being. The 6th house is really the house of, how do I take care of myself? How do I get rid of old habits? How can I be of service to others, and finding a balance between my home and my work? It's your daily routines. And so the full moon has endings and closures and culminations that have to do with 12th house topics. So 12th house is the house of spirituality, the subconscious, it's solitude. It represents hospitalizations, or it's hospitals, institutions, afflictions. It's also where we tap into divine or source, God, Goddess, Yahweh, Allah, Buddha, whatever you consider to be your higher power. The 12th house revolves around topics that have to do with meditation or connection to the spiritual realm. So astral travel, astral projection, all of these topics. Now, having a full moon here can possibly reveal secrets or things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be yours. So the focus is going to be on your inner world of spirituality, your subconscious, and the full moon can really bring about some hidden issues that you are working on to the surface, providing you this opportunity for healing and some spiritual growth. Think of it as like this aha moment of, I get it, I now understand, this is generational, or this is from a past life, or this was passed down from grandparent to parent to myself. And so the square to Uranus is in your 3rd house of communication. It is who you communicate with on a day-to-day basis. It's like how we make friends. It's where we gather information and disseminate it and share the information. And so having Uranus in your 3rd house of communication and local community can bring about these unexpected insights and changes in your communication style. Maybe understanding your dreams, maybe connecting to your spirit guides or your ancestors. This will affect your spiritual practices or inner peace. Remember, having an ending in your 12th house can also release yourself from karmic debts and give you this opportunity for healing and renewal to move forward with. And so it could be breaking the generational ties. I encourage you to take the time for some introspection and focus on your spiritual practices, whether you use yoga, meditation. This is really a great time for you to focus on a retreat or inner healing and understanding your deep motivations of what is personally going on with you that everybody else cannot see in the outer world, and to tap in, because the 6th and the 12th revolve around mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological health and well-being. And becoming whole means I need to work on healing. And so Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe.